42-24, Texans suffer their first defeat of the season at the hands of the Green Bay Packers right here in this end zone. In fact, right here, I can see the skid marks left by James Jones on his fantastic touchdown. It was one of many thrown by Aaron Rodgers. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, 6.
Never happened before.
6 touchdowns.
Texans never given up 6 touchdown passes in a game before. It'll help boot Peyton Manning out of the Texans record books, but the guys were pretty disappointed. I heard we were humbled. I heard this is a learning experience. We already knew we can't just roll out there and win games, but it obviously got shown to us pretty harshly tonight. They knew what they were up against, and I said on our show last week, this was the game I actually had been most worried about all season. Still never saw this coming. They could not stop Rodgers. They did a great job of extending plays, and all areas of the Texans were pounded into the ground today. Their offense looked terrible to start. Special teams, 4 penalties in the first 2.5 quarters, kept the Rodgers machine on the field way too often, extended 2 drives, both of which ended in scores.
I think you have to look at some big picture things, though, because, yeah, they performed badly in all phases tonight, and that's why they got their butts kicked the way they did, but it's one loss. We still have to look at the big picture. 2 things stick out like a sore thumb. Number one, special teams. This might be the worst special teams in the NFL right now. They are not doing anything well. They gave the Packers an extra possession on the leaping penalty on Connor Barwin, and outside of Brian Brayman, who's actually playing pretty well, Alan Ball made a nice play on a coverage play as well. They're just giving up too many return yards and just making too many mistakes out there. The return game continued to not do anything particularly well. Keyshawn Martin called a fair catch. There wasn't a guy within 12 yards of him, and he decided to call a fair catch on a punt. They have to get better. And unfortunately, it's hard to imagine after 6 games that all of a sudden they're going to be able to turn the switch, but it's a unit that's letting down the team. The other one is the pass rush outside of J.J. Watt. Somebody else has got to consistently get to the quarterback, whoever that might be. The one I was asking people about in the locker room tonight was Connor Barwin. He had 11.5 sacks last year to lead the team, and although he came close tonight, he wasn't able to finish the plays off. He has got to step up, because if he doesn't, they can't keep leaving Whitney Merciless on the sideline. This is a first-round draft pick, and he continues to not play on defense until the game's out of control.
We'll know what this means in 1 week when Baltimore is come and gone from this stadium. Now they have the same record. All of a sudden, a Baltimore win puts the Texans down essentially 2 games to the Ravens rather than the other way around had they won. So a big deal then if tonight's game carries over. We'll talk about it all throughout the week. We're on 6 to 10 a.m. It's the big show.